brain is not a judge. It's a slick-ass lawyer in a cheap suit. It doesn't care about truth. Truth is boring. What it wants is evidence to defend its client. And its client is whatever belief you already hold. Imagine a courtroom where the verdict was decided before the trial even began. And the whole show is just theatre. That's your mind. And here's the sneaky magic. When you ask someone, why might you want to? You've forced their lawyer brain to argue in your favour. You don't push them. You make them handcuff themselves with their own words. Because once they say, well, I'd want to because, boom, cognitive dissonance slaps them. Nobody likes to look like a hypocrite. Their ego would rather eat glass than admit, yeah, I said I'd do it, but I didn't. That's why resistance isn't a wall, it's a battery. A battery humming with power. And instead of ramming into it, you just grab the wires and reroute the current. Think about it like martial arts. You don't block the punch. You use their momentum to throw them. Persuasion isn't about bulldozing. It's about mirroring the version of themselves that they wish they were. Show them the reflection, and they'll sprint towards it faster than you could ever push them. That's hypnosis, that's karma. That's the physics of identity. You do this every day and don't even notice. When you tell yourself, I'm the kind of person who shows up for my friends, you drag yourself to that party, even when you'd rather stay at home. Why? Because being a hypocrite hurts worse than being tired. When a kid says, I'm a big boy, I can do it myself, suddenly they're hauling furniture twice their size. When you told yourself, I'll stick to this diet, you felt that sting of shame when you cheated. That sting, that's the ego screaming. Keep your story straight. That's cognitive dissonance in your bones. It's already running. So how can you do it in new ways? Start asking questions that force the lawyer brain to defend your desired reality. Why might you want to be healthier? Why might you want to make more money? Why might you want to quit bullshitting yourself? Now they're building the case for you. Every reason they give, it's another brick in their new identity. So why is this important? Because if you don't harness this, life will harness you. You'll be enslaved to beliefs that you don't even choose. Beliefs absorbed like second-hand smoke from parents, teachers, culture, trauma. Your lawyer brain will keep defending whatever crap you inherited unless you seize the mic and redirect it. Do this well, and you can change someone's world, your own included, without a fight, without a push, without resistance, just redirection. Why does this work? Neuroscience shows your prefrontal cortex, the part that justifies choices, it lights up after emotional decisions are made. You don't think and then act. You act, then explain. You're the PR manager covering the CEO's impulse choices. So when someone verbalizes a reason, their brain wires it in deep. They literally strengthen the neural pathway of the belief that they said out loud. Words are not just sounds. They're wet cement, poured over the identity structure. Ignore this and what happens? You keep butting heads with people, trying to argue them into changing. Waste of time. They dig in deeper. You keep arguing with yourself, battling your own inner resistance, depression, procrastination, shame. That's the cost. You keep playing judge, demanding truth, while your lawyer brain is busy cooking up excuses. That's the karma. Life becomes friction, struggle, wasted energy. Start redirecting, start reframing. Start handing mirrors instead of hammers. Then what? Influence feels effortless. People thank you for convincing them, when all you did was let them convince themselves. You move through life like water, not like a brick wall. That's persuasion, that's hypnosis, that's a fucking Jedi move. You're afraid because you think, what if they don't like it? What if they reject me? Guess what? That fear is just the lawyer trying to defend an old verdict. Don't rock the boat, stay safe. But safety kills growth. That's the cost of not playing this game, staying small, staying silent, staying stuck. Confusion, that's your ally. When the brain gets confused, it opens the gates to change. Like shaking the snow globe, suddenly the old patterns scatter, and you get to rearrange them. That's why Erickson told stories, why gurus drop paradoxes. Confusion cracks the shell. Suggestion plants the seed. The patterns that keep us stuck, defending the wrong verdict, I'm not good enough. Worshipping resistance instead of redirecting it. Fighting to be right instead of free. Believing hypocrisy is worse than stagnation. Forgetting that identity is self-constructed theatre. Interrupt these, flip the frame, reroute the current. So here's the move, pace the reality. Yeah, you've been struggling with this. Then lead them towards the mirror. And yet, doesn't some part of you already want this instead? Boom, now the lawyer brain is on your side, fighting your case. That's how you link their beliefs, values and identity to your outcome. That's how you make change feel inevitable. So remember, your brain isn't a judge. It's a slippery lawyer. Stop arguing truth. Start feeding it better cases. Resistance isn't a dead end. It's a power plant. Stop pushing, start redirecting. And persuasion, hypnosis, karma. They're all just mirrors showing people the version of themselves they ache to be. You don't need to push. You don't need to force. You don't need to beg. Just hand them the mirror. Hand yourself the mirror. And watch the world sprint towards its own reflection.